Hello, this is Jeff Lynn from Compliance West, and today we are going to talk about how to connect the pass-fail reference to the D5P 2011. The pass-fail reference makes sure that everything is connected correctly, but it uses the old figure, which is figure 10 of IEC 60601 issue 3, to conduct it. What we're doing is we're connecting the pass-fail reference between the measuring point right here on the circuit and the 50 ohm point right here on the circuit. The pass-fail reference simulates all of this, which is your connected equipment, and the output will be barely passing here on an oscilloscope at 1 volt. The D5P 2011 has many switches that need to be configured correctly before the pass-fail reference will work and show 1 volt. This machine has a nameplate of the D5P, but it really is a D5P 2011. To begin with, the auxiliary output and all of the jumpers need to be removed from the tester. The auxiliary output needs to be in the return position. S3 needs to be in the open position. And S2 needs to be in the open position. Now we connect the leads in accordance with the standard requirements that we just saw. The red lead goes to the 50 ohm output. And the black lead goes to the measuring point output. Now we connect the pass-fail reference. The red lead goes to the red post. The black lead goes to the blue post. In order to correctly use the 50 ohm output, insert the jumper into the spot on the front panel. The next part of this process is to correctly set up the scope. It needs to be floated from building ground. In the case of our oscilloscope, we are using an adapter for US circuits, but I'm sure other adapters exist. In this adapter, the ground comes out to this point which we have disabled. So it gets plugged in as 3 wires, and it comes out as only 2. So the scope is not grounded. Now the scope runs perfectly fine, but it doesn't have an equipment ground to it anymore. Once the scope is floated, you need to set it up with these parameters. If these parameters aren't used, the waveform, you could be capturing noise instead of the waveform. Channel 1, 500 millivolts per division. Channel 2, 500 millivolts per division. 500 milliseconds per division, and set your math up at 500 millivolts per division. The math function must be set up for channel 1 minus channel 2 to obtain the correct results. Now we need to connect the output of the D5P 2011 to the oscilloscope. This is done with 2 BNC to BNC straight cables. Y1 goes to the scope channel 1. Y2 goes to the scope channel 2. At this point, the D5P 2011 would be turned on and charged until the front panel meter read 5,000 volts. The oscilloscope would be set up to capture a pulse, and then the trigger button would be pushed. Here's an oscilloscope showing the desired or the correct outputs. Here is channel 1. Here is channel 2. The purple one shows the math functions, which is channel 1 minus channel 2 to take out any offset. This is the point that should be measured, and it should be 1 volt.